Quick question. 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 Quick question.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jonathan.
I am Travis.
Travis,
Yes.
guess what?
What?
There is someone sitting next to me.
There is.
Yes.
It's me.
It is you.
But there's something sitting.
You may know this handsome sumbitch from Two Broke Girls.
You might. You might know him from the world of stand-up comedy.
You might know him from his many impersonations.
That's true.
I know him because we went to theater school together.
What?
Back at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Ladies and gentlemen at home, please welcome to the Quick Question Studio my old friend, Jonatan Kite.
Yeah!
Yes.
People can't believe that you and I went to school together.
It's fucking nuts.
Because somebody
I
will be
can't
like,
believe it.
it's crazy because there's so many. I mean, this world is so small, but somebody will bring your name up and I'm like, oh yeah, dude, I've known him for 20
Almost
years.
20 fucking years, dude.
Yeah.
Is that insane?
It's unbelievable that we're still at it.
fucking shit.
Yeah, and that you guys like each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think of people I've known
we
for
see each
20
other once a year, so it's like, you know,
Oh,
That's what
it is.
helps the relationship.
It's like, you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah, we have weird visitation
Sure.
rights.
You guys,
I'm
you guys
really a weekend dad to him, but it's once it's an
I love
annual
that
dad.
You guys have joint custody of a friendship.
We split custody of our friendship.
It's a plant that we need to water once a year.
You guys have
It's plenty fed.
We have a ficus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys have a succulent of a friendship.
I have a ficus.
Do you really?
Yes, I do. It was my cousin's, and it's out on the balcony, and it's so funny because it's the one plant that I never have to worry about. Like if I'm gone,
I think these are all fici.
Fi guys, Fi guys. Some of them are Fi girls.
Yes, I think they're the fry guys from McDonald's.
Oh boy.
Did they drop those? They dropped those
They
guys.
dropped them.
What
The
was,
Fry Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there like a Me Too thing with those guys?
Well,
There
there
was
were the
something-
fry girls. You remember? They
There
put like
were.
a bow on the fry guys,
There-
and it was a fry girl.
There was
Weren't they like
something.
Shaggy?
Yeah, they were supposed to be made of fries, but they look like pom-poms.
Yeah. Remember that? They were like colorful.
Yes.
Yes.
Very colorful.
But none of the characters made sense. They never sold a Grimace. They didn't even sell grape soda.
What the fuck was a grimace?
do you want to know? Because I
tumor.
actually know this.
Tumor.
A tumor that you get from eating McDonald's.
That's hilarious.
Fucking tumor.
Grimace was originally called the Evil Grimace, and he was a bad guy, and he had 4 arms. And Ronald McDonald cut off 2 of his arms with a sword, and it made him good.
I love how you know the McDonald's mythology. The trials of McDonald's.
Yes, it's true.
You must beat the Grimace in the maze.
Guys, this show is a format, and we're going to fucking stick to it. John Kite, are you ready to pick a question from the Jar of Questions?
In front of you is a jar. Inside of it is only questions. There are no answers. Some of them we wrote, some previous guests have written. You will write one after the show.
Fantastic.
But right now, in that jar is a question for you that
He keeps
you
keeps going to pick one and pulling his fucking hand back.
I'm like, that's my impression of a timid claw machine. They still have one of those at Norm's on La Cienega.
Dude, oh my
It's
God.
what's
Wait,
keeping the rent.
ready for this, dude? So fucking Katie Kalaki texted me 2 nights ago.
Love her.
A friend of ours from college who I used to live with.
Boy, I tell you
And-
what, doing a podcast with 2 Jonathans who know one another.
No, you're going to laugh at this.
This is our
she
podcast
said-
as well. It's a Venn diagram. It also happens to be our podcast.
Guys,
You're
this is
probably-
it was fun
you're
being a
probably
co-host.
wondering why
I'm
we
out.
brought you here.
Yeah. Oh,
Just
shit.
hear a window break.
So she sends me a picture of her daughter holding a Michael Vick stuffed animal.
No.
And she goes,
Wait, a what?
Michael Vick.
I know, the
Dog
dog
guy.
killer.
Yes.
Is it a dog?
No, it's a Michael Vick stuffed, a plush Michael Vick.
Oh, him. Okay.
And it was, she goes, her daughter's name's Maggie. She's like, Maggie's first claw toy. Like, she actually won the claw machine. And she's like, I love him so much. I was like, it was just so funny seeing her hug this little fucking Mike Vick.
Do you know
so
how hard
weird.
those claw machines are? That Michael Vick was still in there because nobody had won it. Do you understand? It's like O.J. Simpson is in there. He's like, nothing bad gonna happen with O.J.
Literally, yeah, like Michael Vick was wearing like a fucking like Eagles jersey.
Oh, I was gonna say if it was pre-Eagles.
Yeah, it'd be fucking.
Jeez.
I got my stuffed Woody Allen. What could possibly go wrong?
There's a Kevin Spacey. Why did they make one of those?
You do a Kevin Spacey impersonation.
I do, but not
anymore?
It's not great. It's it's different. It's changed in this climate. It's a little hands off. You know, I actually in my stand-up I was gonna do I wanted to do an in memoriam of all the impressions that I can't do anymore.
That's
for
fun.
whatever
That's fucking
reason.
brilliant.
Because I know you're a food guy. I'm a food guy. So I learned at Anthony Bourdain, who was one of my idols,
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
most interesting man in the world, and I think it was an homage to him, and I was sort of doing a bit where he would go to different places, like it would be parts unknown, but it would be Wakanda. Or like parts unknown Westeros. And like I'm trying, because I do, it's not that I care about.
That's fucking genius.
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, thanks, man. And but it was one of those things where I learned it maybe like a year before he passed, and it's like, but some of them, unfortunately, and I had done a Robin Williams and Bernie Mac, and then they're heroes. Those are heroes of mine.
What I'm hearing is the second you figure out how to do an impression, look out.
Well, that's what that's what I
opposite of
said.
good luck, Chuck.
That's what I said. I go, but I've been doing Donald Trump for years, and fucking nothing's happening. That's where I'm going with it. I was like, how good does my Trump have to be, God? My Trump is dead on,
Dude,
but
you know
not
one of my
dead.
favorite ones? He does a fucking Channing Tatum impersonation.
What?
No one does a Channing Tatum.
It's not even like it's just.
Come
it's
on, give it
it's
to
just
us.
a sound. It's like I said. This is Channing Tatum trying to remember the name of a girl he went to high school with, and it was just him being like, yeah, and just him going, what's up, girl? Girl, how you doing? Yeah. What's up?
fucking brilliant.
That's great.
Oh, God. All right, pick a fucking question.
All right, let's do it.
And go. Oh God, I hope you get the mic.
Mix it up.
I hope he gets the Michael Vick question.
It just says Michael Vick.
It's a Michael
All right.
Dukakis question. That's how
Here
long
it
this
is.
one's
It's been in there for that long.
All right, Jonathan Kite.
If today was your birthday, as you blow out the candles, what would you wish for?
There it is.
This is a sweet one. This is a nice one.
And it's oddly timely because this podcast will be released like the day before my actual birthday.
Way to make it
yeah.
about you.
Yeah.
That's- I don't know how to do it any other way.
You know who wrote this? Travis. This was meant for. I feel like you should answer this question.
I did write that one. I don't even remember that.
I don't either, but it's a great question. All right, what would you wish
that's
for?
That's my only magic trick, where I just pull it out and go, Travis, is this your card?
It is my card.
It is your.
What would you wish for?
Gosh, I don't know. I'm not. I guess I would wish for.
No wishing for more wishes, you fucking cheater.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't. That there's nothing that says that on here. There is no clause down there that goes.
I am not bound by the parameters that you speak of.
I think happiness. I wish for happiness because I think it comes in all
For
forms.
you or for everyone?
Nah, fuck everyone. You know what I mean? It's like everyone. It's like,
Yeah.
well, slow down there. Huh? I got one wish. When they pull this fucking card, they can wish for happiness, but they didn't. So fuck them.
You know what I would do is I would wish, like, I like your wish, but I would do it like, I want happiness for everyone except these specific people.
Hilarious.
I want to make sure they don't get it.
It's like the list that Steve Buscemi has in Billy Madison. Where he's like to kill these people, and then he's like,
I fucking forgot about that.
And then he's
Yeah.
like, and then they're like, shooby doo wop, and he crosses out with lipstick. Yeah, no, I think, happiness all around. I think it's funny because doing stand up, which has really changed so much in the I don't know how you feel about it, but it's
Anger.
anger.
Just mad,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
to find that balance because you think about. People are taking out their aggression. Like it doesn't feel like we're at a happy place right now.
True.
And even in places where you think have been sort of like safe spaces, and I mean comedy is a place where it's like we're all feeling a certain way, but we can laugh about our opinions and the way we're divided and the way that we're not. And I feel like even that's sort of been encroached upon. Like that, there's a leak in that bomb shelter.
Right.
You think like because I was up the other night. And I was at the Improv, and this set, I was trying a bunch of new stuff, but I think that people want to hear, which was great because the two people who went ahead of me were so funny, but it was very don't you hate it when people are like da-da-da-da, and everyone's like, I do hate that, and it's very like, and I got about.
It starts with a negative.
Yeah, but it was a very it was a passive negative. So it's like, don't you hate when it's beautiful out in LA and then it starts to rain and people are like, who doesn't hate? I mean, I like the rain, but it's like you're not. There's nothing like you don't have real hard opinions on that shit.
Yeah,
and that's what was happening right before me for two comics who were just crushing, and then I got up there and I'm working on a bit right now about race and. because I sort of think like we are thinking about racism and how we're divided in so many ways, and the news is always trying to pit race against each other. And I am working on a bit about Family Feud starring Steve Harvey as being the most racist example in America, like example of racism.
I like where you're going.
Because it's a show which everyone loves. Everyone loves Family Feud, right? But it's kind of like a weird thing, the Hatfields and the McCoys, like that we've made like a game show, a money grabber out of it. But this version of the show, which I love, has had problems its whole time with Richard Dawson back in the 70s.
Yeah.
The original Me Too movement.
Who kissed everybody's fucking mom.
Oh my God.
Everyone. It was like it's sponsored by herpes. And then you sort of Ray Coase, who was my favorite of all time, unfortunately committed suicide.
Yep,
but
hung
he
himself.
hung himself. Amazing host, so fun. Just like really was sort of the opposite of Richard. And then they've sort of gone, but now it's like Race Wars, the game show, where clearly the producers are pitting a white family against a black family.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
It's so true though. And Steve Harvey, I say like, spoiler alert if you don't know him, he's black. He doesn't give a fuck about that white family.
Right.
And like I sort of do like the two families against each other. And I'll tell you, it makes white people very uncomfortable to joke, but minorities, especially black people, they fucking love the joke. And I got into it with a woman on Saturday night. And this black woman yelled out, because I was like, I'll bet you're white. And this black woman helped me out. And she goes, I bet you're not black. And it got a huge laugh. And I sort of got into it with this woman. But this woman, it was like she came to fight somebody. She had opinions about something, and I wouldn't engage her. And it was like there was a weird energy in the room where I didn't care. Like she was trying to heckle me to like get into something. And I couldn't.
It's like she needed that fucking drama.
She did. And my friends, I had a ton of friends there, and they actually felt, without even my prompting, they felt the same thing. They were like, it was almost as if she was like, I dare you to fight with me in front of all these people right now.
But it's also this thing, and I don't know if you've had this experience aside from this one, where people are so angry at things that they can't control.
Absolutely.
They just want to go yell at something.
100%.
And even a thing that's supposed to be fun, everything... They're ready to be...
They're looking for something to piss them off.
Yeah, right now everyone's like, oh, everyone's so easily offended. Everyone is so on edge that the second that they feel uncomfortable, that's the offense thing. And
that's their trigger.
Yeah,
and they're allowing it to trigger something else within them, and then using you to justify it.
Yeah.
It's really weird. And so, it's been a weird place for comedy because you want to keep doing your brand. You don't want to switch it to be like, well, times are, I mean, they're in some ways, because I've done a Trump forever, but you sort of, I don't want to do Trump stuff anymore because it's being done. He's doing enough of it, his comedy himself.
And you're not going to out-weird him. You can't fucking get past where he is.
And the shit that I used to do, he sort of was like, it's like, not that he was like looking at comedy, but he was like, oh, you think I'm that crazy comedy? I'll see what you do and I'll raise you this. So like what I used to do was a campaign where it's like his campaigns were a PSA pro bullying. And I used to do like Trump bullying the world before he got elected. This is forever ago. And then now that's what he does. So my joke seems like a comment on what he did.
Right.
Instead of like an exploration of where he could be headed, he like surpassed it.
Yeah.
So I have a question. So how do you approach comedy? Like, do you approach comedy now because of the time we're in with a filter?
No, I mean, I don't think I do, because I think I'm willing to say whatever because what the woman got offended was that part of the joke was about how I think that Steve Harvey, who I love and I'm a huge fan of, shouldn't be the host of the show of Race Wars. You need to get a more racially ambiguous host, someone who doesn't have a horse in the race. And I just start like making
like a Filipino guy.
Well, that's what I said. I go like Pharrell. I said, where's that guy from? It's like he looks like the Na'vi from the movie
Tiger Woods.
Avatar. That's what I say. And then I go like Vin Diesel. He's all the races. I go get anybody who plays for the Golden State Warriors. That team looks like 50 Shades of Beige.
50 Shades of Beige.
And so and that's when it got it got uncomfortable. But I think and then the woman I was like, are you white? And she goes, I'm Mexican is what she said. And then I think that she thought I was going to attack her race. And then, which was, I'm telling you, it was the weirdest thing.
It's like they're baiting you.
That's exactly what she was doing. And I was just like, number one, I don't give a fuck about you. And I'm not going to engage in this because I don't care. I have the microphone.
You came to see me. Let me do my fucking thing.
Totally. Absolutely. And then it was, so for me, I'm going to keep telling the joke. I may have to think, because what I had done was, and she didn't even let me get to that part, I sort of talk about how if you didn't laugh at the joke, you're racist, not me. And then I explain it why I go, I say mostly it's white people who don't know who the Golden State Warriors are. They aren't familiar with the value scale art class that is the Golden State Warriors, where it goes from like every player to Draymond, or it starts with the coach and then goes to Draymond. And then people sort of loosen up by it, but she wouldn't even allow me to get to the explanation. She just assumed I was saying something, and it's weird.
Like trying to beat you to your own punchline.
Well,
or beat me, or saying like you're not where you're going won't justify the where you're at.
Right.
But in her defense, you were wearing a full Grand Wizard.
I was going to say,
gear.
You
in
wore
my
your clan
defense,
outfit.
I wore a burning cross. To be fair.
All right, so
goes into my Jesus material, which she didn't let me fucking get to.
In my defense, I was wearing a burning cross. So wait, all right, back to this question. So this is a fucking thing I thought about for a long time, and I don't have a fucking answer, and I'm going to take a collective. Do you make a fucking wish when you blow out the candles or when you cut the cake? You don't get two wishes.
When you blow out the candles. Why do you?
So you don't get a wish when you cut the cake?
Yeah, I wish there was more cake.
I wish this was ice cream. I went to a kid's birthday party the other day.
Wait, why were you at a kid's birthday party?
I said doing my Kevin Spacey impression. No, I was my friend, one of my best friends. His brother lives out here, and his brother's kid turned, I think, 5 or 6, and he had a birthday party at like this sort of like sort of like a Discovery Zone. I didn't even know they made those things anymore, but like there's something like that in Brentwood or whatever, and it was kind of like my buddy and I just hanging around and talking and sort of enjoying these kids having the time of their lives and not knowing any fucking problems or whatever, not paying taxes, all that bullshit. And when the cake got around, we were looking forward to it so much.
Right.
And then and my friend's brother, who's the father of the kid, he's a neurosurgeon, does pretty well for himself. And then we're like, well, you got an ice cream cake, right? And he's like, no. And we go, you
didn't get a
son of a bitch.
motherfucker. You cheap asshole. What do you mean you didn't get an ice cream cake?
You fucking prick.
I didn't realize that you treated this kid like he was adopted.
Did you fucking blow all the money on your balloons?
Yeah, exactly. And there weren't any.
No fucking balloons?
No balloons.
What was it?
Do you guys remember your favorite fucking cake growing up? I specifically remember one birthday cake in my entire life. I think it was like my
weird way you took this.
Well, we're talking about cake and shit like that, and he said the cake, ice cream cake, and
Well, you asked him why he went to a kid's birthday party. You, as an adult, can go to any kid's birthday party, and they think you belong there.
No, but it's like a park. You have to have one of your own.
yeah, like
No,
like
you just
can't-
show up and you walk around. They think you belong there, and they offer you. They think that.
Can I tell you something for real?
That's
This
the
is-
weirdest thing.
No, but then they'll come to you and they go, "Which one's yours?" And you go, "I didn't know we were picking."
Oh boy!
And then you're asked to leave.
Wait, why does this podcast take place in a white van? But with ice cream, no ice cream, but the music is here. So what happened was my buddy who doesn't have kids as well, we were sort of off to the side. His mother actually came in town with them to celebrate the kid's birthday. And it was the oddest thing that until they realized the parents were looking at us in a very odd way. Like we were there, and trying to win a prize. And it was one of the weirdest things because we had to be like, slow down. Like we're not, you know what I mean? Your kid's not that great.
Jonathan was pretending to be the claw machine.
I was the clown from It. And just like picking that one. But it was weird. Like we were just off to the side sort of hanging out. And I've known the family for 25 years. This guy went to New Trier, both these guys.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up with these guys. I went to U of I, was my roommate. So I've known these guys, but the parents kept looking over at us. But we weren't like uncomfortably close to the kids. I feel like we were in the back just like eating sandwiches.
But as an adult without children, any kid around me is uncomfortable. I'm like, you're not mine. Get the fuck away from me.
No, that's why I said I wanted to have a sign that said safe or like this guy's okay. Like I had gotten a stamp from the guy hosting the party. Like I'm okay, guys. Not here to touch anybody.
You've been through the pre-certification to be around children.
Yeah.
What?
Pre-certification.
I thought you said the priest certification to be around children.
Wow.
The priest certification to be around children.
Anybody can. I'm an ordained
ordained minister.
Yeah.
The hand of God.
That's the claw machine.
Yeah. The hand.
Oh, what was that from? Was that Toy Story?
Toy Story. The claw. Yeah.
The claw.
But it was, I mean, it was. What was your favorite cake?
My favorite cake. I just remember I had a Michael Jackson cake.
Okay, this is just a lot of kid touching. I don't know why we're talking
Michael
about
Jackson never touched kids. Come on.
bullshit.
I'm with you. I don't think he
I
ever
don't think he did, dude.
I don't think he did. I think that he was inappropriate
He got-
around them, but I don't think he ever touched them. I think that in his mind,
What he was doing was just loving them, but like I don't think there was anything sexual going on with Michael Jackson. That's a fucking fact.
No, that's an opinion.
No, it's a fact.
go to the tape. Go to the shower cams. Michael Jackson cake.
So Michael Jackson cake, which it didn't really look like Michael Jackson.
Did it start chocolate and get progressively vanilla?
Whiter?
Yeah. It was a black and white cake.
Fucking amazing.
Was it-
dude? Remember
it
those
only-
fucking swirl ice cream cakes?
The best. So that was the money. That was my favorite cake.
So wait, were you gonna say? Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, was it only his face and you had to keep cutting it?
Get smaller and smaller.
The nose was all fucked up. I just kept cutting the nose.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it right.
Does this cake have vitiligo? Just kept getting progressively whiter as
Did
the day
the
went
cake catch on fire during a Pepsi commercial?
I remember that. He caught his
Yeah.
hair on fire.
Yeah.
on. Yes.
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 Fucking Michael Jackson, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what you sprinkle
Jesus
some
juice.
Grand Marnier on him and light the cake.
So let's get back to your fucking happiness. What do you think right now? Like, let's break this down into two parts. What do you think would be like in the immediate future would make you happy, and like long term, what would make you happy?
I think in the immediate future, well, long term, I can say I want to be. I for a long time I didn't think that I didn't know what I wanted out of here. Like it's an interesting place to be. Where we're now at the place. I think. How long have you been out here? I've been here 15 years.
17 years.
17,
It'll be
right?
17 years in January. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got you guys all beat.
You're born here.
I was not born here.
You're born in Georgia, but you
I've
lived here.
lived here since 1980. I'm
There you
in
go.
my 38th year being
Hilarious.
a Los Angeles.
And for 38 years in the business.
No, like literally, he grew up like blocks from here.
Yeah.
Oh,
we could,
really?
We could walk to my grade school from here.
But
You
we
gave
can't.
blood in your grade school.
I did. I gave blood in my grave, and also I donated blood.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's some schoolyard bullying right there. Known as the blood bank.
Yes.
That's what the kids fists
So you're
say.
saying like
So I never
long-term-
thought long term. I've seriously considered recently that I would like to have a family, which I had not thought about.
Interesting.
Because I think where the path that I was on for such a long time, and I'm still on, but a different place in it.
just crushing ass.
Just fucking just. That's
Just fucking smashing buns.
smashing buds and puss. No, just
Eventually, one of these is going to shit out a kid, and my wish is true.
shit out a kid. The newest show from MTV. It's MTV 2. Clearly, shit out a kid.
MTV TOO.
Yeah.
Yeah, as well.
So you want a family now?
Yeah, I do.
I go back and forth with it, man. I always there was a part of me that always wanted kids, and now it's like, I want to enjoy what I have. I want to
Totally.
travel, and it's like, I'm not ready to have a fucking 18-year full-time commitment.
No, that's a myth, by the way. It doesn't stop at 18. It's forever.
yeah, forever.
Yeah.
Forever. The thing was, I
Like,
had
what kind of shitty parent is like, legally, I don't have to do shit for you now? Like, that's
No.
not
find
how
out.
Yeah.
Find out on shit out a kid. Yeah, that's the question. That's what we pitched. We're answering the age-old question. What parent asked that? Find out. But I think it's there's something. I went to Brazil recently with a friend of mine. Also went to New Trier with his wife, and they recently had two twin girls, and they had a little boy about 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
And it was cool to travel with them, and they are incredibly successful. They live in Seattle, and they're very happy. And I think when you see an example of something that works, because I think so much of the time when I bring up the idea, and you didn't say that you didn't see it in other people, but like I'll see people who are married with kids and they are miserable.
Yeah.
Totally. But
Flatline.
It's exactly. But these people aren't, and they're not only are they surviving, they're thriving. They're really, you could tell that there was an absolute joy in their life. And I think about growing up in the family that I came from, and my brother actually has a kid now, and I've spent a lot of time around my brother's kid, and they have a great marriage and a great family, and they're trying to have a second one. And I think that I've been really lucky to be around people who live in a successful situation. So it's really changed my opinion of it, where it's like, if, you know, it's like you see a movie, you go, they all suck. And then you go, yeah, but watch this one. And then you go, I guess that one can be out there. There's good ones out there.
I would love nothing more than to see John Kite the first time he fucking erupts on his kid. Just like when he does something so fucking bad, just to see John Kite, the dad, blow his fucking
hey
lid.
guys, can you give us a second?
It's like fucking Bing Crosby taking his kid by the fucking hand.
Everyone at Staples Center, can you guys give us a second? Just everyone files out during the Cardi B concert. Yeah, I don't know. So I've thought about that, and I think that is something that is on my radar now that never has been before.
And in the immediate future, what do you think?
I'm trying to change my approach on which we talked about when I walked in. So I'm doing a podcast now,
Kites of the Round Table.
Kites of the Round Table with my cousin. And I'm doing a lot of things which I think that you and I both have been worked on projects that we maybe didn't start, but we were proud and happy to be a part of. I think so I'm trying to take the approach now, loved doing that, but how can I get more control? And not for anything more than there are things, the stories that I want to tell and be a part of, and you age out of certain things. You know, like I know that there are parts in plays that I can't do anymore because I just did a play out east.
I saw it, yeah.
And that part was
it
perfect
the jerk?
for me. No, it was the nerd.
The nerd, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But that part I was for Rick Steadman, who is the nerd. That is, I am exactly the right age and type right now for that. You know, and so it was cool because I'd always wanted to play that part.
And you can't do that when you're fucking 18. You know?
No, it's true, and that's the thing. Is so I know there's certain roles that I've aged out of. So I've written a bunch of stuff that I'm sort of coming into my own now, and there's opportunity. So but that's also a long-term thing. But it starts right now. It's literally changed my approach to this business. I've written a couple sitcoms and a film, and I'm doing a travel show with two other guys.
Fucking awesome.
And who one of them is a world-class bartender and bar owner, and the other one is a Michelin star chef from Chicago.
Awesome.
And so we're doing a test run of the pilot in a few weeks, and so we're gonna try that. And it's the three of us sort of
see what happens when a world-class mixologist, a Michelin-starred chef, and a stand-up comic
try to raise a child
and shit out of you.
and shit out 3 men and a baby.
I love it.
It's part of the franchise. But so, I'm trying things that really, and so that'll be like a travel show, similar and dissimilar to what your great thing. And so it's like, because you wanted to experience that, so you went to go do it. Yeah. And obviously we'll audition for shit our whole lives, And it started with stand-up though, because I needed a voice. People didn't know that I wasn't a Ukrainian chef from Two Broke Girls.
I didn't know that till you walked in.
Dude,
I really thought.
I am still that way. I'm wearing a hairnet.
Let me tell you how much I fucking loved this. Every day we'd have this acting class, and
in college, yeah.
And we'd go to this fucking acting class, and John Kite would do this fucking voice, and he would make up ways. For me and Tony Bag of Donuts, he would make up ways in this voice of how he would mutilate our testicles. We'd walk into class
months.
We'd walk into class, and John Guy would go, "First, I'm going to string up your balls." And every day we came in, we're just like, "How is he going to mutilate my testicles today?" He just improv these fucking ways, and he gets cast as his fucking character.
But he didn't do that on the show.
Well,
in the deleted scene, somebody didn't watch. Yeah, I mean, it's you never know when that will come in handy. I mean, it's one of those things. Mutilating testicles, not the voice. But people genuinely. The show was so successful that I would go places and people didn't know I was American or that I was from Chicago.
That's amazing.
And so I did stand up to sort of have that voice, have that experience, have that outlet to express. And I think that really planted the seed to say, where else, what other areas can you bring, that kind of energy and attitude in, instead of waiting for the phone to ring? Or
do you find that immediate happiness and long-term happiness don't go hand in hand?
No.
I feel they don't, is in a weird way. Like, I feel like if you are living in the moment, making yourself happy in the moment, Like you can be happy now, but it has no effect on long term.
Do you want the like? Okay, I'm not gonna fuck around. I'm gonna give you the real answer.
Yeah.
Happiness is a choice. I spent 39 years of my life miserable, and I'd look for ways to be upset, to be angry, to feel slighted, to feel unincluded. And when you sit there and you go, yes, but, and you look at the world a different way. And I'm not saying that, like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying people who have depression or whatever are choosing to be that way.
Right.
I'm saying if you're of the right mind and don't have some kind of chemical imbalance or mental health issue, choosing to be happy is both immediate and long term. I could sit here and feel, oh man, I'm with my two Jonathan friends, both of who have much better acting careers than I do, and I could feel like, fuck, why don't I have that? Or I could be like, but these are my friends that I'm getting to spend time with. That's what I have in common with them, is that we're friends.
Like just flipping perspective.
Perspective.
You know, I think part of happiness is not to compare. That if
That
you,
is so very
well,
funny.
it's funny that you say that, because earlier I was thinking.
I just got Travised. It's on after. Shit out of baby.
MTV3, Travesty.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's me.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's just me
Oh
making.
boy. Oh boy. Are we pitching?
Oh boy. Are we pitching? Are we spitballing?
Travesty is just me making tea, just looking at people. Oh boy.
Jonatan Kite just farted.
Yeah.
out of my mouth, but it wasn't a burp. It was a mouth fart.
It was a mouth fart.
No, you know, but I think when I think of the sort of the journey that we've taken, and I sort of, part of being happy, I think, is being open to not knowing what's coming next and sort of not deciding that things are going to go bad, because I think that then you become that's a self-fulfilled prophecy. If you think that things will be bad,
100%. I 100% agree.
And so,
Yep.
part of what I could never have known that I would have gotten two broke girls, or what I would never even know what I would have been doing in my 15th year in Los Angeles. And I think that what I try to do is, even when I get down, or I'm feeling depressed, or whatever it is, I try to feel like tomorrow is a new day. Anything can happen, because the day before something great happened, I had no idea for the most part that it was coming.
Yeah.
And so you need to leave yourself open to that as much as you possibly can.
Absolutely. And I think also too, there is another thing of happiness is to look back on what you have accomplished or what you have gotten to experience.
Yes.
Because all of us in this room have done things that are remarkable, that I've exceeded dream. Like there's dreams of mine that I haven't achieved. There's dreams of mine I've exceeded.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of perspective, and not comparing so much as appreciating.
Right, absolutely. And I think that part of it is I've been around people a lot, so who
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no,
That's tough.
I
That's
was
hard.
trying to think about how to phrase this kind.
Part of the thing is like I'm around people.
That's rough. That's a tough job.
Travis is like, woof.
I'm out.
I was gonna say Travis is like it cut to him on an island.
Yeah.
He's like, you lost me at
You
people.
know, to people. This feels like me, but I'm around people a lot. I feel like who are constantly comparing, and I don't want to make it seem like
I think that's the fucking impetus of this town.
It is,
too.
and that's what. And so part of it is me thinking of the family where that came out of, where you have people who are there supportive and who love you and who you love, that you can put your energy towards people that in a different capacity than you maybe are surrounded by, or I have been surrounded by in my journey thus far out here.
Yeah. There's people that you're like, I'll go out for a meal with that person, but I am not going to fucking invest anything into how
But it's
I
got to
feel
be
about
6
that.
p.m. I am out of there by 7 so I can have my life.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Now you designate like time zones or time frames
For
to people.
sure,
You
yeah.
go.
Dude, there was another thing. Like I forget who the fuck was talking about this, but they were like, like your friends are broken down into like on their birthday. Do you send them happy birthday on Facebook? Do you text them, or do you call them?
Right.
It's like,
Or
those
are
are
you invited?
The
or
three
do you go
tiers
to-
of friends,
Yeah, for sure. I don't. Facebook is a.
I'm off. I deleted it.
Dude, good for you. I only did it because I have family members that still like are on
Yeah.
it so much, and then for me to not the update, but like with social media, I picked one. I picked Instagram, and just
I'm
to
on.
be the,
That's my thing too. Yeah.
And I feel like because the pictures are enough if you want to read the caption, but I was realizing because his broke girls was so big in China and other countries where English wasn't the first language, and I realized that Twitter and a lot of these, even if they subscribed to the fan page that I had on Facebook, they didn't understand
What
the
you're-
language.
yeah.
They didn't understand what the fuck was going on. So I was like, oh, well, Instagram sort of covers that. If they like the image, whatever, they know I can. If I'm coming to China, I put up me with a Chinese flag. They know I'm on the way.
Gotcha.
It's the fucking.
Not a lot of screen caps of same stuff that you've typed.
Yeah. Right. Well, you know how people do that, and you kind of go.
Fucking drives me crazy.
It drives me crazy. I go, this isn't that medium.
Here's this tweet I wish more people liked. Go fuck yourself. That's not what this is.
I want you to comment every time now. I will look for those, and if you don't do that,
dude, I just found myself like the thing with Facebook and even Twitter, which I'm getting fucking sick of, is that I find myself engaging with people who should not have a fucking slice of my time.
totally.
It's like this is someone I know peripherally, and I don't like what they're gonna say, so I'm gonna fucking engage. And I was just like, I don't need it's fucking. And I find myself getting into spats with people, and I'm just really trying to fucking cut that out of my life.
Yeah.
I think there's no fucking good that comes out of it. You know, it's like you never wrestle with a pig because they'll just drag you in the fucking mud. And I find myself wrestling with pigs all the fucking time.
So somebody commented on a photo the other day, and I typed my response, and then as I was pressing send, I went no, and I just literally and I got out of the app, and then I never went back to like comment.
Yep.
And it was one of those things where I thought, yeah, I don't need to engage. Again, it's like the stand-up comedy. You came to my page.
That's right.
And so it's like and the truth is, it's not that I don't think that their opinions are valid. It's just that.
But their opinions are kind of bullshit.
Yeah, but it's like but it's their own, and like assholes, everyone's got one, and so it's like you don't need to force all your shit. I remember I supported somebody made a Lorax drawing of Trump one time about cutting down the trees, and it wasn't even mine, and I gave credit to the artist, and I will every now and then I'll repost something artistically that I think is great. Like I put up something remembering the tragedy of 9/11, and I credited the artist, and it was this beautiful thing that actually Beth Bears originally had done. And so I'll do that, and it has nothing to do. If you look at my page, it's not somebody. I'm not right wing or left wing according to my page, but I thought this Lorax thing for Trump was really fucking funny, and somebody was holding up the sign, and all these assholes started to comment to be like, why do you have an opinion? Like, fuck you, you're an actor or whatever, you don't have an opinion on that. And I want and my first thought was, I'm a human being who's who's an American citizen. Of course I have a fucking opinion on the president, you dumb piece of shit.
Also too, by that logic, then Trump doesn't get to be the president.
Or by that logic, then your opinion doesn't matter.
Right.
Because you're a fucking plumber.
Or you're a troll.
What the fuck do you know about politics, you fucking plumber?
Well, that's what it is. Yeah. That's not a system you know how to unclog.
Yeah.
You stick to toilets.
You know, and here's what I've said this a lot. I don't think society is ready for social media. I don't think the world is supposed to be this interconnected.
We're not. And you know what?
We can't handle it.
No, we're not even interconnected. We are lost in the idea of being validated. I watched this lady walking her dog the other day. She had this really cute, like French bulldog. And she was so obsessed with documenting her outfit and whatever that the dog went over and ate a fucking pile of shit while she was taking photos of herself. And it's just like munching, not even its own shit, some other shit that it found.
Dude,
Hold on. She's taking photos of herself, doesn't realize it, turns around, lays down and kisses the dog.
Then I gotta be honest with you, I think we do need social media.
I just don't think we are meant to be this close to everyone else. I honestly don't. I don't think we are psychologically and emotionally. We don't have the capacity to be this interconnected.
And Sadowski is remoting in from his bunker. He is not in the room with us.
I'm being serious. And one of the things I've realized is that there are a lot of fucking idiots out there. There are a lot of dumb fucking people out there. And if you know what my thing is, I think I'm a fixer, and I think I can like help them, and you just fucking can't.
I gave up on that so long ago. You can't do it.
You'll drive yourself fucking nuts trying to help people.
And I just don't help. I just get in the way. I hurt. For me, I go, you know what? You're already there. You're already an idiot on your own. So here's some fucking poop in your face. No, but you're right. You're right though.
So here's some fucking
shit out of shit. Following shit out of kid.
I left some shit for a dog the other day.
Oh my God, I saw that.
Let me tell you what happened. This woman went, hold on. And this fucking woman, after selfies, was coming in. Find out after the break.
That sounded like Casey Kasem.
Find out after the break.
I'm Casey Kasem.
I'm Casey Kasem, and that woman had shit at her face.
We're going all the way back to 2 weeks ago with Travis Clark in Valley Village. This is the French Bulldog with shit on the face.
This is selfie full of scatological selfie.
Scatologicals.
But that's I agree with you. I think that social media, we got it too quickly. And
we're not ready,
and
man.
we're not ready for it. And I think that that's the other thing is it's hurt our attention span so much. They actually think that people are just start getting dementia in their 30s because we're not retaining anything. The phones allow us to not have a memory.
No, it's
the generation now, and I say this on my porch in a rocking chair holding some kid's baseball.
Get off my mic!
We were literally we were just talking about that earlier. I was like, just like, get off my mic, because he's like such a fucking stickler.
You
with
guys
his
should
equipment.
do this on your porch,
Dressed
in
as
front
old men.
and dressed as like the old bad grandpa.
It's called Get Off
Get
My
off
Lawn.
my mic!
Get off my mic.
These kids today, they don't understand audio quality. They don't even have good mics.
Dude,
I'm like, Travis, you're talking into a pickle. We're not even recording.
Dude, Travis fucking produces podcasts for a couple networks, and like I love getting his texts. He like texts me, and I can picture his fucking face. He like he'll tweet. He'll be like, all caps, hold the fucking mic next to your mouth.
Yeah. Face the fucking microphone.
Dude, that's why I want. When I talked to my cousin about our podcast, I said we need to get in sync mics.
What's
like
that?
the Justin Timberlake mic where
Oh,
it
the
comes
little-
from here. Yeah, because we will do stuff. and-
But you're not very animated.
Bullshit.
You got Sadowski.
You got Travis.
I just became the least animated person in the room.
Even when you weren't animated, you were fucking electric.
People are like, God damn, is he moving?
You were electric.
I wanted to do it for the purpose of, because I was off mic the other day. I was pouring us some whiskey, and I complained to my cousin. I said, he goes, yeah, no, it sounds fine because you're moving around. But I'm like, yeah, but if somebody's listening to this in their car, and then I'm off mic muffled, like you can hear me, but unless you're relaying to them what I'm saying, it's like a weird phone conversation where people go like, hello, yes,
Yeah.
but like, what the fucking the other guy on the phone saying, goddamn. So we want to get those. You know who else wears those? Employees at Old Navy.
They sure do.
They sure fucking do.
Yeah. Because
I'll tell you what, that's not the answer I was expecting.
No, you were not.
You know who else wears them? Plumbers.
You just got kited.
You got kited.
The old Navy mic. So I want those, but you're right. People who aren't used to it.
but that's just them calling in airstrikes.
Guys,
That's, yeah.
the drone. Can you guys drone me a khakis 32? Those are the ones that Obama owns.
Were those the ones we did with fucking like in the musicals too? Like the little fucking
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
like the Janet Jackson
Or
and
the
fucking Madonna.
Or a wig mic.
wig,
where they're
yeah.
I fucking hate
those.
wig. So
They are the worst.
when I was doing the play a few months ago, they wanted to use wig mics, and the director, who is also a fantastic actor, we just came to him as a group, and we were like,
You're like,
for the
Denzel.
love- and he was
Denzel, tell us like we don't want to use these wig mics.
and he was like, you're gonna use them, and we're like, all right, it's Denzel. Well, I'm not gonna say no to Denzel. God damn it! But he only because he had been in our position where he was like, oh, I hate them too. So he talked.
They're
them
fucking
out of
horrible,
it.
dude.
People don't get how fucking uncomfortable those wig mics are.
Or
awful.
with the fucking elastic band, we have to twist it around the band and
dude,
fucking.
you have the
favorite-
mic pack back
Yeah,
here. It's
horrible.
like
My favorite was I did a play once, and I don't know if it was the Janet Jackson mic or the wig mic, but the sound guy didn't turn it off after I left stage, and I was backstage going, "This fucking audience sucks, and none of my fucking jokes landed." Get
off my plane!
and this was like a family show, and the director's like, "Your mic is still on."
Travis to the
You're
principal's
taking-
office. Travis to the principal's
No,
office.
This was professional theater. This was people who paid money to come be entertained.
you're like, I'll be right there. I gotta go take a shit.
Should we review?
to review.
Be happy.
Apparently, that is Jonathan's wish, and also it's a good wish.
If you're a fucking neurosurgeon and it's your kid's birthday party,
Get a goddamn
Ice cream cake.
what the fuck, Kite?
Come on.
The best cake that Jonathan Sadowski ever had
I
was
didn't say
shaped
the-
like Michael Jackson.
It wasn't the best cake I ever had. It was memorable, and it was like one of those cake artists like had the picture of him. It wasn't shaped like Michael Jackson.
There was one that was shaped just like the Karate Kid in like Daniel's
Like
son.
in the crane technique? Get the
Doing
fuck out of here.
no, it was he didn't do the crane, but it was the high kick.
Yeah.
And the kid whose birthday it was, I was probably like 5 or 6. He wouldn't let us. Like he couldn't let us cut the top half of him, and so like we would just eat
What?
because he wanted to like keep that intact. You know, like
For
kids
what?
yeah, you dumb kid.
I also love people who are like, "Don't eat my name. That's my piece of cake." You know, if it says like "Happy Birthday," the name. You know, like.
Yeah. You know what else fucking sucks? Those flowers on cakes. You ever look at those fucking like sugar flowers?
Oh, I love those.
You fucking would.
I'm an icing kind of guy.
Yeah,
I
those are
love
horrible. Horrible. What else do we talk about?
icing. Don't compare. Don't compare yourself to other people. Your journey is your journey, but you're probably behind.
John Kite, why don't you tell us your socials?
At Jonathan Kite on Instagram and Twitter, but I will JONATHANKITE. But I will not. I mean, I might respond on Twitter, but I realized I hadn't been on in 4 months since the other day
Good
when I was
for you.
promoting a show. Yeah, and I was like, oh shit, I should promote the stand-up show. But that's my social at Jonathan Kite, and then at Kites of the Round Table is my podcast with my cousin. It's on SoundCloud right now, and it's going to be released on iTunes in I think like a month. We had to do a logo. They won't, because it's really hard to
you
change
have
the
to do
logo. And we got a guy to do it, and we just finished the logo, and it looks so fucking boss. But we had to wait because we had hired an artist, and he was working on something, but it just finished. So we'll have like 10 to put up with the logo.
Fuck yeah,
I'm
dude.
excited. Yeah.
And when does Shit Out a Kid come out?
Well, that's streaming. It's streaming.
You set him up and he knocks him down. I am Sidowski23 on Instagram and Twitter.
I'm at Mr. Travis Clark, Mr. Travis Clark on all of the socials as well. And you know what would make us happy is if you rate and review. That would help the show out greatly. Jonathan Kite, thank you for coming in.
Thanks
and
for
being
having
a part of the show. And we're going to have to get you to write a question to throw in there. Anything else before we go?
My penis is bigger than yours.
That's true. Quick question.